So I'm about to head out for my first long photo shoot in the new car. This is going to be taking me to the Washington coast, where I'm going to either go to Rialto or Ruby Beach, depending on the sunset light at the time. And it's going to be a long drive, so I will catch you once I get there. Well, let's just say I'm really glad that I brought a windbreaker along with me in my photo backpack, because it was about 80 degrees where I left home, and now it's in the low 60s, and there's a really strong wind coming off the ocean, so I'd be freezing if I was just in short sleeves. Anyway, we're approaching the end of the parking lot here for Rialto Beach, and soon you'll be able to see the beach itself. As you can see, this beach also has some rather stunning silver tree trunks, some fallen, some still standing. So even in the fog you can get good photographic subjects here, and I've been here in the fog before and I've gotten some really nice shots. At this point we had a really interesting seascape here with the boulders doing the chloroxamine and the pebbles along with the surf. I took the opportunity to do some black and white work there that is mainly close up and more or less abstract. Some might call this an obstacle. I call it a leading line. This is where I'm going to set up today. Well, here's the composition I'm hoping will work out well once the sun goes down. I really can't tell you what the exposure is going to be, because obviously it will change dramatically once the sun does go down. Well, after the comedy of errors that was yesterday, decided to drive down to Mount Hood in Oregon with the plan of getting some sunset shots of Mount Hood from the Lavender Valley farm, which supposedly is a very nice place. Probably is, but when I got here, I found this closed for the day. This is after about a 4-hour drive, so I'm not really thrilled about it. However, we may not have the lavender farm available, but we certainly do have Mount Hood. And so I'm going to set up along the side of the road and get some shots of Mount Hood from a regular farm, maybe not a lavender farm, but what can you do about it, right? My first shot here is going to be a wide-angle composition. It's going to take in the entire scene, including the flowers, the wildflowers growing along the side of the road. I'm going to be then zooming in on a somewhat closer shot to get to take out the road and the lines there, the power lines. And at this point we're looking at about 1/50th of a second, f/13, and ISO 100 circular polarizer. I'm going to take it in for a closer shot, taking out the road, as I was saying before. It also, unfortunately in horizontal, will take out the flowers, but you will get the grain growing along the side of the road. So now I've flipped it over to do a vertical composition. This may take in the scene a lot better. Not much difference in the settings at this point, except it seems like it's much slower shutter speed at this point. It's going to 1/20th of a second instead. Don't know why. But get the results. With a sunset shot up at Lavender Valley out of the question, I came down here very quickly and was lucky enough to be able to find a parking space here at Multnomah Falls. This is my first time back to the gorge since the fire, and it's really something. You can see how much damage has been caused, but yet the area around the falls itself seems mainly unscathed. I'm going to try and get a shot there right now. This is how close the fire came. See the dead tree right by the fall. Normally I try to take shots of Multnomah Falls with as few people on the bridge as possible, and normally try to take them out with Photoshop when I take pictures, but I think this time it just feels like right to leave them in the picture, because for many months I wasn't sure whether this moment would ever come where people could climb up that high. At any rate, Here's what I have. Going shooting with a circular polarizer. I'm got it at f13, 1.3 seconds to slow down the speed, and a bit of exposure compensation on that as well.
And that was the end of my weekend. In a lot of ways, things didn't go as I had planned. But there was a point on Sunday afternoon, while driving back through the rolling farmlands to the Columbia Gorge, enveloped in shades of green, with Mount Adams looming ahead of me and Mount Hood behind, when I was struck once again by how blessed I was to be living in this part of the world, surrounded by such beauty. Maybe my images from this weekend might not rank among the best in my portfolio, but I hope they give you a sense of how wonderful it is to live in the Pacific Northwest. Until next time, I'll see you later.